Um, my shit right. I'm wolfing. We getting ready for a snowstorm. Talk to me. What's going on? People to hop in here before I start cooking. GHB. AGH, you want to hop on real fast? If you're not doing anything? Greggy Hackett Boxing. Gabe was good. Mine, what up with you, scary? Talk to me. And the black. All right. Yo, I feel like people have different standards and practices for different guys, different expectations. I'm trying my hardest to be congratulatory, but I got to be honest. I feel like last night was more about what Mario Barrios wasn't than what Ryan Garcia was. And the reason why I say that is Ryan has always been gifted physically, but it's the other parts of Ryan that have caused him not to reach the level that everybody thought he would reach. Like the reality is that Ryan winning a world title against Barrios isn't where we expected Ryan to be currently in boxing. We expected Ryan Garcia to be a star, and Ryan Garcia is just now reaching world title level. And this is his third division. And so, if we're going to be truthful, we all expected Ryan to be a 2 to 3 division world champion by now, based off of his talent and based off of his gifts. Appreciate the dub for my man, the indie process. There was a reason why Pacquiao chose Barrios. That's the truth. Like, if we're going to be honest, right? Mario Barrios was low hanging fruit. And you still got to go out there and beat him. But Mario Barrios was looked at as a lower level champion, if that's a thing. A guy who was very beatable by most of the contenders in the division. Mario Barrios has 3 title defenses, 3, and not 1 win. I'm gonna wind that back for you. Mario Barrios has 3 title defenses and not 1 win. One dude was against one bout was against Abel Ramos, who everybody considers Abel Ramos on the back end of his career. Has some really tough losses, some real wars. Has been beaten numerous times. The other one was against damn near a 50-year-old fighter in Manny Pacquiao. You had a draw against him. People arguably felt like you lost. And so while Ryan Garcia still had to go out and still had to perform, I feel like it was more about what Mario Barrios wasn't, more than what Ryan Garcia is. While I definitely saw some good things, we know Ryan has pop, we know Ryan has hand speed, um, boxed well off the back foot, but I felt like Ryan should have stopped him. I felt like Ryan should have stopped him. Um, I am glad that the belt is off of Mario because now you get these intriguing fights that's worth something. Of course, I want to see Ryan versus Devin. I want to see Ryan versus Shakur. I want to see Ryan versus. I don't know if I want to see Ryan versus Rolly because I think it's going to look like it was before. Ryan versus Lewis Crocker. Ryan versus Connor Ben. I would love that next. Ryan versus Connor Ben is a great fucking fight. But I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it was more about what Mario Barrios was or isn't. To me, Mario Barrios is an elite level fighter, and I expected Ryan to get him out of there. Right? Once within the first round, I'm thinking, okay, Ryan, pack him up. It's time to pack him up. But Barrios really couldn't make adjustments. I mean, Ryan kept throwing the same shot. He would he would frame out with the left hand and then throw a clubbing right hand. That was basically it. Everybody was expecting the left hook. But Ryan used the left hook as a distraction, which was a good move, but he was showing you the same thing. Frame, hold this out, club with the right hand. Literally, it wasn't a sharp right hand, it was a clubbing shot. And so Mario couldn't adjust. Mario kind of showed his level. If we want to talk about talent wise, physical gifts, Ryan Garcia has elite level physical gifts as far as like hand speed and power. Now, it's the actual boxing things that aren't elite, but hand speed and power, you can put that up. You can put that up with like that combination. You can put him up with anybody in boxing. Hand speed, the combination of hand speed and power, yeah, you can put him up with anybody. Jay Will, you're 100% right. Ryan didn't respect Mario's power. And I think that that's a key to Ryan, is that when you go upside Ryan's head, and then he tends to keep his hands in there because Rolly hit him with a double left hook, and you didn't see the fucking right hand at all. And I think that's what kept the right hand home, is that he knew based on sparring and based on in that fight that Rolly could hurt him and touch him at will. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm gonna get some more light in there. Ah, my bad. Antisocial, appreciate the love, appreciate the support, bro. Really don't. Nah, man, you know that's an AI title. So if everybody's coming in complaining about the title, it's an AI title, bro. Got to go with the world. What does Barrio do that's special? Nothing. Respectfully, absolutely nothing. Mario Barrios is a dude that got plenty of opportunities because he's viewed as vulnerable. He's viewed as a guy who's beatable, has exceptional management and promotion. But Mario Barrios, to anybody, I don't think outside of Mario's family, nobody thinks that he's an elite level fighter. And Ryan, I felt like he was supposed to pack him up. Felt like Ryan was supposed to pack him up. I think that would have been a huge statement. It doesn't make me view Ryan any differently. Um, I see Ryan as this. You never know which one you're going to get. And even the best version of Ryan, I don't think that he can beat the elite level fighters at 147 pounds without additional help. And additional help means PEDs. But Mario made the most out of his ability. Mario's management has done an excellent job. So Louis DeCubis Jr., what's elite is Louis DeCubis Jr. Louis DeCubis Jr. is elite. Louis DeCubis Jr. done an excellent job with Ryan. PBC done an excellent job. Al Heyman's done an excellent job with Mario. They did. Because that he was able to make as much money as he's done in boxing while being an average or above average fighter. Tego, what up with you? Yeah, like what more can you ask? It's Mario Barrios. You main evented with Ryan, Thurman, Tank, Pac-Man. That's a fucking career. And you didn't win one of those fights. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hell of a career, yo. Hey, Jay Will, the difference is Cambosa's cashed in. Kambosos won to get those opportunities. He beat Teofimo Lopez. You can always say that. He has a major win on the highest level. But Mario Barrios, respectfully, he's never gotten a, like, Ugas after getting his face broken. Hell of a career. He goes to show you that he's had excellent opportunities. And what people got to realize is when fans often talk about, oh, who did you fight? Who did you fight? Who did you fight? A lot of that has to do with people looking at you as beatable, vulnerable. The dudes that don't get the fights, the dudes that you complain about their resumes, a fighter's fought, are normally the guys that people view as very, very high risk. People complain about Terrence Crawford's resume, high risk. People complain about Shakur's resume, high risk. Boots, high risk. I can keep going. The dudes that's resumes to people that are underwhelming, not as good as the people around them, there's a reason for that. They'll beat your fucking ass. Like, what we're going to do is we're going to tell the truth on here. The truth is, if you look at the guys who have the best opposition on there, they're guys that are viewed as beatable. Luchis, while he shows some good, he also shows some vulnerabilities that we know the guys at the highest level, they're going to take advantage of. Justin, you kind of proved my point, though, Justin. You said unproven. The dudes that get the fights to prove their level are normally guys that are beatable or viewed as beatable. You know what? Let's do this, right? And I don't want to make this a Boots thing, but since Justin brought this up, do me a favor. Boots is 28 years old, right? Boots is 28 years old. Tell me who Terrence Crawford was fighting at 28 years old. I'll make a point to you. And this is going to parallel what I was saying. It's not a strike against Crawford, but they were kind of at the same point in their career. And think about the fights that Terrence Crawford was getting at 28 years old. Because when I name the guys in a row that he was fighting, you're going to be like, damn. Justin, where you at? You can only be proven if guys want to get in there with you to prove it. And at that point, nobody wanted to really get in there with Terrence Crawford. But full style at 28? You sure? I'm gonna give you the streak of dudes that he fought. Y'all ready for this? Thomas Delorme, Felix Diaz, those string of opponents at 40. Who was the other one? Deary Jean might have been at 27 years old. No, Deary Jean might have been after that. Those were the guys that he fought. Devoid of getting opportunities. All those guys at 40 weren't considered elite level fighters. And you had dudes calling him a hype job. Like, I remember. A lot of people got revisionist history. At 28 years old, you had dudes calling him a hype job even after he became undisputed. Because Postile had just beaten what's the fuck is his name? Lucas Matthysse. And then he had beaten Julius Ndongo. I think that was at like, I think it was at 29 years old. But as he's hopping up to 147, people kept talking about that his resume was shit. So that's the point. Yo, when you are viewed as vulnerable, you're going to get opportunities, opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And that's what Mario Barrios has gotten. Mario Barrios has gotten opportunity after opportunity because the ASOP fighters look at them as a guy that I'm going to just come in there and just beat. And that's what he was last night. Manny Pacquiao chose to return to come out of retirement against Mario Barrios. Manny Pacquiao got over 60, damn near 70 fucking fights. And he was out of the fucking ring for 5 or 6 years after looking like dog shit against Yordenis Ugas. And that's who he chose. And so I'm not trying to just slam Mario Barrios. I'm just saying what we got to do is we got to tell the truth, because boxing wants Ryan Garcia to be successful because boxing wants to make money off of Ryan Garcia. And so boxing is going to go out and tell you that this was just this virtuoso performance against the champion. And oh my God, he looked absolutely phenomenal. And, he's this and he's that. The reality is Mario Barrios had a draw against fucking Abel Ramos and a fucking draw against Manny Pacquiao, which he both arguably lost. In need, I'm telling the truth. That's what I'm telling. Do I think he was using? Of course he was. He ain't the only one though. Boxing has a PD problem. It's an epidemic. But with dudes who want to get on here and have revisionist history, like no, like I had high expectations for Ryan. I thought Ryan was dark horse at 35 at one time. And mind you, I'm keeping this specifically. I'm keeping this specifically boxing. I thought that his gifts, if he shored up his technical issues, then he could be a problem for a lot of guys. But his flaws are so glaring that even with all of his gifts, you can beat him. And not only can you beat him, but you can stop him. And once he got outboxed by Rolly Romero, it kind of confirmed, like, you know what I'm saying? And so now he's at a very, very unique spot because he can make big fights with a lot of guys. I see him calling out Shakur Stevenson. Let's be real. Like, let's be honest. No. No. I feel like the fight to make is Devin or Conor Ben. Ain't no way in hell you beating Shakur Stevenson. You think that shit gonna work? It's not. I agree, Jay Will. You like respectfully, no, and no. Shakur Stevenson is a dude that Ryan has a tendency to throw one very explosive shot at a time. That shit's not gonna work, bro. With Shakur, you got to make him uncomfortable. You got to press him. You have to throw a bunch of fucking punches. Like you have to be like, you have to operate like William Zepeda with a bit more skill and talent. I like the Muay Thai fight. Muay Thai can give Shakur problems that Ryan can't. To me, Muay Thai is a better fighter. Ryan is just gifted. Ryan is just gifted, but haven't really put those gifts together. And so I think that two gifted guys, but are very flawed, Ryan versus Conor Ben would be a very, very good fight in the UK. You said Moritai is not experienced. No, he doesn't have much experience. I mean, well, he doesn't have a bunch of elite level experience. He's still a better fighter than Ryan. I don't even think that that's something that could even be argued. Like Moritai is not a better fighter than Ryan. Moritai is clearly a better fighter than Ryan. No, it's definitely a whole lot of wreck in the division, Thomas. It's a whole lot of wreck, but I think that like that's the fight to make. Two very, very athletically gifted fighters. Ryan's gifted as far as his hands go. Conor Ben's feet are very, very fucking like Conor Ben and Ryan Garcia. Very similar but different. Super explosive guys. I don't think Conor gets credit for his explosiveness, and his explosiveness is more so his feet. Conor is very explosive going from out to in, closing a gap with a speed burst. Conor is very, very, very fucking explosive. And I would love to see that fight. I kind of have an idea who will win. Yeah, I kind of have an idea who will win. I think that Conor Ben will stop Ryan. And more so because now could Ryan catch Conor coming in? He could. But Conor ain't no bitch. Conor don't got bitch in him. Like Conor's a dude that you gotta like put down. Like I've seen when Ryan gets punched on, he kind of like curves up. Like if you punch on him enough, like he'll give up. He'll give up. He'll check out. Conor's not that kind of guy. Like while Conor, he leaves a lot to be desired as far as skillfully. He's gonna rumble you. He's gonna rumble you. He's not gonna give up. You said Conor ain't hurt no one but weight drain Eubanks. I've seen Ryan hurt by fucking Luke Campbell. What are you saying, bro? Yeah, now you got the trolls coming in there. And I guess they're excited about the performance, but okay. I mean, that's not a fight that you can really protect Conor from. That's a fucking that's a fight that makes sense. Yeah, but we're not looking at this out of UK bias though. We're being honest. We're looking at two very, very athletic, explosive fighters, but two dudes that have a lot of flaws technically. They both have flaws, and they're both explosive in their own right. And so I think that that's the fight that probably makes the most sense. My man Beater Carr, thoughts on Floyd coming back? I think they'll do Ryan versus Floyd because it's a generational money fight. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I could give a rat's ass about Floyd coming back. I'm going to be completely candid on here because I'm tired of like being politically correct and still having like fuck boys in my comment section, talking shit. Bro, don't nobody want to see these old ass niggas fight. You had your career, you made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Let these kids have it. Like you got all these old dudes that want to fucking come back because they fucked up their money. Let these kids have it. All these old dudes want to come back trying to hog up the spotlight. Let these kids have it. You had your time. Ali had his time. You had your time. Ray Leonard had his time. You had your time. Now we got to see, Shakur. We got to see Dev. We got to see Ryan. We got to see Africa. We got to see Gary Antoine. We got to see these guys. Like this is their opportunity to state their claim, to stamp their legacy. You got these old dudes coming back trying to fight other old dudes, and it's like, yo, come on. I mean, that's just boxing, though. Boxing is whoever sells tickets. Whoever sells tickets get opportunities. And the crazy thing is that fight did not do well last night. Like there was a lot of empty seats. A lot of empty seats. Like it just wasn't a fight that people were clamoring for. Nobody asked for Barrios versus Ryan. It was just something that they just gave us. You said don't defend Hitchings? Defend them on what though? Like, bro, I'm an old head now, bro. I'm not like it's the young boys' time. Like the you got the old heads that still want to be in the club and still want to be talking to 20-year-old bitches, bro. Man, look, I pulled mine when she was 20. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't out here no more. It's for y'all. It's for y'all. I'm out here. I'm out here trying to consult my young boys not to get jammed up. That's my job. AC for the people that's criticizing Hitchings, I think that boxing fans have the tendency to judge people by different metrics. It's like if you like a guy, you give him grace. If you don't like a guy, you jump on his ass. Pause. And I think we just got to be honest, right? This was a situation where the IBF got the Regis Hitchings. See, Jay Will knows. Like, let's be honest. When you're cutting weight, like if you know anything about the science of cutting weight, you're putting your body through trauma. You're cutting a large amount of weight within a short amount of time, and that affects your immune system. And you'll see a lot of fighters constantly get sick the week of the fight. It's literally because they're putting their body through trauma. Now your immune system is compromised, but it is flu season. And so I think, along with the IBF rehydration clause, so you can't go and rehydrate right away. And I'm gonna do some interviews with some guys from the IBF, and they're going to talk about the rehydration clause and how it affects them. And y'all can kind of allude to who I'm talking about. But I'm going to do some interviews to where as though guys that give their perspective on Jerron was good on the IBF clause and the difficulties like when in the IBF. Like, bro, that shit's not for play. And if you're a big guy that squeezes down, there's only so many times you're going to be able to do that before it catches up to you. And I feel like it caught up to Africa. Listen, that shit is real. So if you don't like Africa, cool. You don't have to like them. I'm telling you, that shit is real. I've seen it in real time. I've seen it in real time. It affect fighters in real time. I've seen fighters jammed up in real time where they go out there and look like and it look like a shell of themselves. But no, that's what that shit do to you. So if Africa's watching, look, it's time. And need you're thinking you're not looking at it full scope. Just because you make your weight doesn't mean your body isn't compromised. Have you ever tried to cut weight? Like really cut it? I'm trying to get y'all a game. It is not because I know Hitchings or nothing like that. I'm telling you, I tried to put it like this, right? For the last couple, I'm say for the last 2 years, I've cut weight twice a year, and actually try to go through a training camp, and did more so I can be educated on what I'm speaking on instead of being a dude that's on the couch. Even though I'm on the couch right now. Um, if I'm talking about something, I need to know the intricacies and the ins and outs. And what I found is, bro, cutting weight is not easy. And then cutting weight and then going into a fight. So I feel like the weight shit caught up to him. I feel like his fucking immune system was compromised. Now, is that Oscar Duarte's problem? No, and I feel bad for Oscar Duarte. That's on Africa, because if you keep going back to that well and draining yourself, then eventually it's going to catch up to you. And it caught up to him. And it cost them a payday and a fight. But if people trying to paint a picture that Africa is scared, or he was scared of Oscar Duarte, that's bullshit. You've seen Oscar Duarte fight. Oscar Duarte is not nobody for you to be scared of. He's a solid fighter, but he is not some motherfucker that you'd be like, oh my God, like I'll fight Oscar Duarte tomorrow. No, he's not that bull. Like, stop. I mean, bro, if you don't like him, then cool. I'm not trying to get you to like him. I'm saying I'm giving my educated opinion based off of what my body experienced when cutting weight. That shit is real. Flexing, what up with you? That shit is real. That shit'll put you through it. And if you think I'm lying, or you think I'm bullshitting, try it. Try it yourself. Try it yourself. You saying it like he ain't beat Liam Paro. Liam Paro decisively beat Sabrina Matias. D1, what up with you? Like, they tried to push that he's scared shit. Like, yo, fellas, I need y'all to understand this, because I see it constantly on fucking Twitter, and it pisses me off that boxing fans have this unrealistic perspective on boxing. Everybody's afraid, everybody's scared, everybody's ducking. Right? So I even had motherfuckers, that I know telling me that Virgil was scared of boots. Virgil's not scared of boots. Like, oh man, he's afraid. He's scared. No, he's not. Now, would he win the fight? No. But that doesn't mean he's scared. They told you Earl was scared of Crawford. They said Crawford was scared of Earl. They said Canelo was scared of Triple G. Those narratives is bullshit. No, D1, I don't think that. They tell you Tank's scared of Shakur and Devin. No, bro. Don't work that way. Ray. Ray. Give me 1 second, y'all. My bad, y'all. Okay, Todd, that's true. that is 100% true. Handlers don't want to fuck up their investment. So if they feel like a fighter can be their fighter, and if they don't feel like it's worth it, as far as money wise, yes, a manager will duck a fight, but fans actually think that fighters are scared of other fighters, yo. They really don't. And I think a lot of channels push that narrative, and I think a lot of fans don't fuck with me because I don't echo the same sentiments that they echo. Oh man, such is scared. Oh, he's afraid. He's bro. Just tell me you don't spend time around the sport like real fighters. Just tell me that. Just tell me without telling me. Motherfuckers fought each other for free. Devin and Ryan been fighting in the amateurs. You think they scared of each other? Shakur and Devin that sparred each other for free. You think they scared? No. CJ Will, that's more so about when it makes sense. Because if you look at it this way, right? We're in a world where as soon as you lose, you're a bum. As soon as you lose, you're a hype job. So when operating that world, if you know there's a possibility of you losing, you want to make sure that number one, your fighter is at his best, but two, you can make the most possible money. And so that's what more so it's about. It's about fans. It's about fans' irrational behavior when it comes to boxing. Fans say they want the best versus the best, but when they fight, when you fight the best, somebody's got to lose, right? But in somebody losing, all of a sudden they've been exposed. In need, when have Boots ever shown propensity to be chinny? If anything, I would say Boots has an iron chin. I swear sometimes y'all be just be on here trying to troll. And if that's the case, if y'all don't want to have like real boxing conversations, then Thomas Hill and Tago and as a matter of fact, one man D1, yo. Dudes need to understand that fans are the reasons why guys don't take chances. Guys don't take risks. Because in the UFC, you see they fight each other 3, 4, 5 fucking times. They fight everybody. Well, UFC fans don't throw fighters away after one loss. So is it the boxers or is it how fans are consuming boxing? But shit, let me get off my soapbox. Let's talk about the rest of the card, yo. Gary Antoine versus Andy Aruka. I knew this fight would be trouble. I knew this fight would give Gary Antoine problems. Bruce Leroy can fight, and I realized Bruce Leroy can fight. I watched him fight Jin Sasaki, and I watched him fight Andy Aruka. No, I'm sorry, I watched him fight Ismael Barroso. Sorry. Yeah, but Bruce Leroy was touching Gary Antoine's body, and he kind of gave a blueprint to how you could be successful. I had Gary winning, but I ain't gonna lie. If I'm Keyshawn, I'm not apprehensive about that fight. If I was, I see ways that I could be successful. I see ways that he can be touched. I see ways that he can be hurt. I see ways that I can neutralize him. You think Bruce Leroy need to move up, Pat? I think he'll cause anybody problems at 40 and 47. I mean, let's look at him. He's athletic. He's tall. He's long. He can punch. Yeah. Gary really is a 35. Like he really can make 35. Like I see it clear as day. Like there was a significant size difference in there. And then once Bruce Leroy realized that he could touch him and he could hurt him, bro, he started trying to walk him down and take his fucking and take his ribs with him, Yeah, that's why we call him Bruce Leroy. Alexander. In the last 3, 4 rounds, that nigga had to glow. You know what I mean? There was a couple times I thought it was getting dark for Antoine, But I feel like he secured a lot of the earlier rounds, and yeah, I gave him the W. I felt like he edged it out 7-5. Yeah, I think he overwhelms you, but he's not like a one shot artist. But now when you get in there with these bigger 140s, they're able to absorb that. Yeah, I think he's like a overwhelm you, over put a lot of pressure on you, overwhelm you, break you down. Not really like a one shot dude. I gave the W to Gary. Clip, what up, Clip? Apparently Reggie likes big chicks. If Andy started, could have went the early way. Andy was trying to control distance and trying to like keep Gary Antoine at range until he figured out that he should have been stepping. Yo, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. Oh yeah, we gonna get to that. I still think that Gary Antoine gives a lot of dudes problems at 140 pounds. And yo, every fight isn't going to be easy. Every fight isn't going to be easy. And I knew that Andy Aruka wouldn't be an easy fight. We gonna tell the truth, man. To me, stylistically, black fighters are black fighters kryptonite. And then now when you have a black fighter that comes from a different background and has an awkward style, that's a recipe for problems. Tego, I'm not sure about that because now your perspective is Shakur pick him apart, but Andy's a lot bigger than Shakur. So where Andy's safe out of range to land those stabs to the body, Shakur's not. And so we got to see that fight because there's a lot of things that Gary does that give Shakur problems. styles make fights. Triangle theory don't work. Like I think Andy's like 6 feet tall. Shakur's 5'8". I think Gary might have trouble with taller guys. Gary got real fast hands. Gary can make things uncomfortable for Shakur. We need that. I agree. We need that scrap. I mean, that could be true. We got to find out, though. We got to find out. He won that fight. Yeah, he had some trouble, but Shakur ain't punching like Andy either. Shakur is going to be a completely different fight. I'm not sure if it's respect your jab, but I think you need to not care though. I don't think like in order to beat Shakur, you got to throw punches and bunches and not give a fuck. Exactly, Mash. You got to not give like you got to be Williams and Zepeda with talent, and I think that that's Gary. Now, could Shakur beat him? Yeah, Shakur could beat him. But could Andy beat Shakur? Well, I'm sorry. Could Gary Antoine beat Shakur? He could. Hand speed. His hand speed is either as good as Shakur's or better. As far as like with combination punching, Shakur might be faster, like reflexes with one shot, but combination punches, oh no, Gary gonna run his fucking hands, and then that pressure, and then you don't have the southpaw advantage, southpaw versus southpaw. So that could definitely give them both. That could give them both problems, and I think that's one of the reasons why he struggled last night with southpaw advantage. No, when southpaws fight other southpaws, that's how you find out how good they are. Everything's on the table. Like normally, they don't got to worry about a jab because of the angle. But when they fight another southpaw, they got to worry about the jab. They got to worry about everything. Normally, a southpaw just got to worry about your right hand and then a left hook behind it. But when they fight another southpaw, they have to worry about the whole kit and caboodle. You say he's Williams Zepeda with elite? Nah, man, his hand speed is elite, bro. His combination hand speed is elite. His hands are fast as shit. And and respectfully, yo, I need for people to understand that the amateurs are the amateurs. It doesn't have a bearing. It doesn't have much bearing in the actual professional fight as much as some people kind of like make it out to be. Like just because Andy had beat Keyshawn every time doesn't mean that he'll beat Keyshawn in the pros. Now, does it give a psychological advantage? Yes. Is there a bunch of things that we saw that Andy could do that could neutralize what Keyshawn do? Yeah, but it doesn't mean he'll beat him. And so on and so forth. Remember, that's 3 rounds. If you're a break you down kind of fighter, then you might need 8, 9, 10 rounds to work. So I mean, yeah. But for the dudes that was calling for Gary Antoine versus Boots, you see Gary Antoine isn't big enough to be in there with the Boots. And the fight doesn't make sense. They had a rivalry in the amateurs, and that's where the rivalry stayed in the amateurs. You had one guy that won one time, you had one guy that won three, a couple of rules were controversial. You know what I mean? That's a great amateur rivalry, but that's a fight that doesn't make sense in the pros, as you can see with fucking Andy and Aruka. All right, so we got 10 minutes left. Let's get to Nair Albright versus Frank Martin. When are y'all gonna start putting respect on Nair Albright's name, yo? I feel like Wu did himself a disservice last night. And he did himself a disservice because, one, he could have got Frank out of there, or at least got Frank on the canvas. And I think that he got tired, and that's what the mouthpiece shit came from. But with that being said, I think Wu did himself a disservice because now it's going to be even harder for Wu to get fights. It's going to even be harder because you are not like you see now that Nair Albright is capable of beating guys around that elite level. Frank was a guy that was considered a great opponent for Shakur, Keyshawn, etc. A good fight for Tank. And you can see that Nair Albright can upset the apple cart. And you don't want a dude that can't carry the mantle ticket-wise to fuck up your investment. Everything's about investments in boxing. A blame. The reason being is the mouthpiece kept fucking falling out of his mouth. Because at first I'm thinking there's some foul shit going on, but the mouthpiece. Oh no, Adam Zane, Wu's fucking him up. Wu's fucking Adam Zane up, and Adam Zane ain't gonna give him that fight no more. Fuck no. If you see that shit, you a UK promoter, hell no. But everything's about investments, y'all. Everything's about investments. So I'm about to give y'all a quick rundown, right? So let's say I get a fighter from scratch, right? Let's say he's a decorated amateur. And so my guarantee for him for 4 rounders is, let's say it's $6,000, right? My guarantee for sixes is eights, for eights is tens, and for 10 is 15, right? So I gotta pay him and I gotta pay his opponent. But I also gotta pay for travel, per diem, etc. And so by the time that kid is 10-0, a promoter or a manager could be in the hole 100 bands. By the time he's 10-0, could be in the hole 100 bands. Okay. By the time he's 15-0, could be in the hole 200 bands because now the fights cost more. And so, are you going to risk putting a dude that you invested 200,000 in there for them to get beat by Nair Albright? Now, can Nair Albright, Asa, what up? Can Nair Albright? And everything's about what they think fans want, because fans pick and choose about what fighters they support for various reasons. One guy's Mexican, or one guy's look cool, one guy, has the girls, or, one guy gets the knockouts. For whatever reason, fans choose that they want to like and support a guy. Promoters pay attention to that, and they try to duplicate it, and, duplicate it over and over again. Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya. And so you're not going to put them in there with a guy that you don't think could potentially sell tickets like this guy could, that could beat them. You're not going to do that. So that's where these robberies come in at. That's where you see guys avoiding certain guys. It's all about money. I need return on my investment. I'm not putting out 200,000. Like I'm not. Dudes is not going to put out 200,000 not to make it back. At worst, you want to break even. At worst, but nobody is going to put out 200,000 and take $150,000 loss. Exactly, Tego. Boxers are stock. Boxers are stock. Some people are preferred stock. Some people aren't. Like, I really need y'all to hear this. I really need y'all to hear this and understand this is why we don't get the fights that we want. It's because they invested so much in this fucking kid that I cannot allow him to get fucking beat, because now his stock drops. Fans will stop coming out and supporting him. and I don't get my money back. That's it. It don't have anything to do with a fighter being afraid of another fighter. It has something to do with the dude that put the fucking money up wants to get his return on his investment. So that's the game. Exactly, Tego. That's the game. That's why you don't see the fights that you want. That reason alone. And Nair Albright did himself a disservice because he got a draw with Frank. And now dudes like Adam Azim is gonna be like, man, well, do Adam Azim's management and promoters gonna be like, fuck that. Top rank, Abdullah. For what? Brad Goodman is the best matchmaker in boxing. Now, could Abdullah beat Wu? Yeah, but why the fuck would Brad want to risk it? Why would he want to risk it? Y'all really don't like Africa, do y'all? Yeah, but Hitchings isn't his fighter, so he's not investing in Hitchings. So what the well, he doesn't give a fuck. I like Roach versus Wu. I like that. Yeah, I think Debo beat. I think Debo beats. Right. Do you think he'll run it back with Frank? I'm not sure if PBC is going to want him to run it back with Frank. Why the fuck would you do that? Listen. If that shit was 12 rounds, Frank get stopped. Let's tell the truth. We got to be honest. That shit's going 12 rounds. Frank is getting stopped. I like Ryan versus Norman. I like that. Yo, and I'm not telling you what I think, y'all. I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know. A lot of my friends are in management. A lot of my friends are promoters. I'm telling you how they think. A lot of times as fans, we get upset because we're not getting what we want. I like to peel back the curtain so you can actually understand what the fuck is going on. Instead of you being upset and snapping out on Twitter or crashing out. No, I don't even want you to expect certain things because of how these dudes think. I can see that. He definitely got gas. Ryan versus Teal, possible. It should. Give me that next. I'd like to see that. That's an intriguing fight. I have no idea who's going to win that fight. Teal versus Ryan. I like that. He said F. Oh shit, yo. I think Zuffa is good for fighters like Nair Albright. I think Zuffa is good for guys like that. Guys that don't fit the current boxing's mold to be a star. In the Zuffa in the Zuffa format, the Zuffa template, Nair could be lightweight champion of the world. But boxing's never going to allow Nair to be lightweight champion in the world because boxing fans aren't clamoring for a guy like Wu. Like, how can I explain this? Are you Mexican? Are you Irish? Are you Puerto Rican? Are you the cool black guy? By saying the cool black guy, do you look like a rapper? Do you act like a street dude? That's the only thing that they promote. Think about it. Those archetypes are the only thing that they promote currently in United States, in North America boxing. That's why Terrence Crawford has so much fucking trouble. Because if you don't fit in those archetypes, then you got to go through fucking hell to get to the top level. Now you can do it, but if you don't fit in those archetypes, they're not going to push you. Exactly. Promoters respond to the market. We are the market. So promoters pay attention to what people, not what people say they want, what people actually want. Ask yourself this. I think Gervonta Davis is an elite level fighter. I think Gervonta Davis is capable of winning just about any fight at 135 pounds. Should Gervonta Davis be more popular than Terrence Crawford? If we talk about real boxing, should Gervonta Davis be more popular than Terrence Crawford? And then you got to ask yourself, why isn't he more pop? Why isn't Bud more popular now? And then you'll understand why promoters move the way that they move. See, but Rivera's boots fits the archetype. No, Tank, like based on what people say they want in boxing, Tank should not be more popular than Bud, but he is. He's more popular with casuals because motherfuckers like shit for the reason they like it. Cardi B. Is Cardi B the best woman rapper currently? Like, as far as skills go. Cardi B should not be as successful as she is, but people like what they like. They have different reasons for liking what they like. The most successful singer is not always the best singer. Tell me a Tank fight that didn't sell. Tell me a Tank fight that didn't sell out. A fight that went through that didn't sell out. Bella, if I'm wrong. See, the frustrating part about talking to some fans is I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm literally giving you the conversations that are had and the justifications that are had. But somehow you sitting at home and you know more than cool. Keep being upset. Keep yelling at the fucking TV. Did the fight go through, Nancy? Did the fight go through? Or did you hear about that the shit wasn't selling leading up to the fight? And why the fuck is your name Nancy Pants? Bro, get the fuck out of here, yo. You're probably a fucking dude. Hey, Bella, you're talking about the fight Bud had to get. Sorry. Bud has over 40 fights. Bud is a 3 division undisputed champion. Bud is 38 years old and he retired. And Bud is still not the crossover star that a Gervonta Davis is. And it's not because he's not a better fighter. It's because motherfuckers want what they want. Debo got a better resume than Tank. He's still not more popular than Tank. He's not. Ryan Garcia is more Ryan Garcia is more popular than Shakur Stevenson. Nowhere near the caliber of fighter. Ryan Garcia is more popular than Boots. Nowhere near the caliber of fighter. So it's not about skills. Hey, Johnny, motherfucker was naming all the people that I don't talk to. First off, I've never seen this person a day in my life on the channel, but he wants to say that, you're not talking to this person, you're not talking to that person. Yo, I'm looking y'all dead in my eyes. Y'all be surprised who my sources are. I'm just not a dude that breaks news like that. But you be surprised. You be surprised about the shit that I know about that I never say anything about. And I don't even think Ryan Garcia is that popular. I don't think Ryan Garcia. I think Ryan Garcia has a fan base that don't pay for fights. Exactly, Mass. I don't say shit. Motherfuckers tell me shit all the time. I don't say nothing. No, Omar, I don't think Ryan's stardom translates to pay-per-view buys. But what I'm saying is he should not be as popular as he is based off of boxing skill and accomplishments. He shouldn't be. But that's what boxing is, though. That's not even what boxing is. That's what life is. The best singer in the world is not the most popular. There is a bunch of factors of why people choose to follow. Bro, Kim Kardashian is more popular than a chick that could sing her ass off, than Adele. Tell me one talent that Kim Kardashian has. Appreciate the $10 super chat from my man Rivieras. Johnson Boots might be the first fighter to ever have to drop the belts when he gets them because champions aren't mandated to fight champions. Think about that. Damn, that's deep. All right, I'll give you a perfect example in our genre. The best YouTube channel that you watch, the person that you get the most information from, the person that gives the best breakdowns, the person that knows the most about the sport, are they generally the most popular person on YouTube? Alexander, I think that fans are now getting offended by what I'm saying. But you got to understand that this is not an attack on your favorite fighter. This is basically just to show you how fucked up society is. Terrence should be the face of the sport. Terrence should be the most sought after fighter, the most followed boxer all the way around because of what he has accomplished. He's done literally any and everything, but he's not. He's not because people follow people for various reasons. Ryan got a casual fan base. And for the dudes that want to talk shit, super chat, and then I'll answer your shit. Like casuals don't give a fuck about accomplishments. Casuals follow dudes for various reasons. I like this dude's haircut. I like the way this dude dresses. Dumbass reasons. Big Honcho, why is Shakur a clown? It is a popularity contest, and people are popular for a wide variety of reasons. There's no rhyme or reason, and so dudes like Nair Albright would always be behind the eight ball because traditionally he doesn't fit in those archetypes. If you don't fit in those archetypes, if you're not a Mexican dude, if you're not a Puerto Rican guy, if you're not an Irish guy, if you're like a Dominican dude or Cuban, you don't get the push. You don't get those opportunities. Lee Jackson, what up with you? Brock Moore Desire, you don't get those opportunities. Allen, what's up? You really don't get those opportunities like that. And when you get them, of course, now you the fucking B side. You're fighting in somebody's fucking hometown. You're down before the fight starts. You're down 3 and 4 rounds. Like, come on. And very rarely do guys crack crack that ceiling. Very rarely. Like very rarely does guys break the mold. But for the most part, you're going to constantly see the same dudes, the same type of guy get thrusted to the top. Same guy over and over and over and over again. I mean, you can criticize Shakur for not knowing history, but Shakur's not a clown. Yeah. Hey, teach. That's just somebody that wants attention. We talking boxing. He can talk about whatever the fuck he want to talk about. But the minute he gets disrespectful, my moderators know what to do. But yeah, that's the issue. That's the issue with the sport. And unless that changes, the guys who are deserving of the attention, of the accolades, of the praise, won't get it. Or it'll take them so long to get it that you got to be 38 years fucking old, jump up 3 fucking weight classes to finally get your respect. I mean, Allen, I would need to see if he tested hot first. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. I agree with that, Rivieras. I agree with that. But that's why I get these dickheads in my comments because I'm not speaking casually. I'm talking about what's real. And whether y'all agree with me or not, these are conversations that are had in the back room. That they have a certain archetype that they're looking for because historically that sells. There's no reason for Ryan Garcia to constantly be getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, if I'm not correct. Samuel, what up? Hey, Johnny, I'm about to come scoop you now, Johnny. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna head out. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Um, my true supporters, you got dickheads that just want to come in here and I guess they're bored with life. But that has nothing to do with the overall chat. But great night of boxing. Salute to Ryan for finally crossing that threshold. He can finally call himself the champion. Crazy thing is Ryan got a belt before fucking Virgil, which is crazy to me. Like Virgil's still undefeated. Ryan's taking 2 losses, and he got the belt before Virgil. But that's boxing. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. Got a bunch of great interviews coming. I got some boots coming. Some more Robert Garcia, etc. But yeah, appreciate y'all. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, and keep watching. We got Clarissa Shields on tonight, and I think Zuffer next week. So stay tapped in.